Today, today we'll see design of two-stage gearbox. It is a lab work for third year mechanical, second semester, design of a machine elements 2. So in this design of a two-stage gearbox, we will see what is the significance of gearbox, then main components is in two-stage gearbox, then working principle of a gearbox, and one sample example based on it. So we'll start. It is a lab work design of a two-stage gearbox by Professor Pradnya Kosbe from Department of Mechanical Engineering at JSPM's Jayant Rao Sawant College of Engineering. First, we'll see relevant course outcomes related to it. It is CO 308.1. When we design gearbox, that means we have to design gears. And design of a gear means you have to decide specifications or dimensions of the gear. And dimensions of the gear based on a module. So that we know that everything related to gear we can specify in terms of a module. So first uh, relevant course outcome is C308.1, and that is determine module of spur gears to avoid bending and pitting failure for constant speed gearbox. Now, as it is a two-stage gearbox, so speed get reduced from high speed to low speed, right? Let us consider speed is from 1400 rpm to 150 rpm. So it is not possible to reduce the speed within a single stage. So here two stages are required. Generally, spur gears are not used for a high speed reduction like a 1400 rpm to 150 rpm or like that. So for a high speed reduction, we are going to use helical gear. So that is in a first stage reduction, and in a second stage reduction, there will be a spur gear. So here CO 308.2 is calculate normal module for helical gears and module at the larger end of bevel gears. Then next is a after finding out module, these gears are mounted on shafts, right? Gears are mounted on a shaft. So as gears are mounted on a shaft, to support this shaft, what we required? We required bearings. So selection of a bearing is necessary, and selection of a bearing will be based on dynamic load rating capacity. So CO 308.3 is estimate dynamic load rating capacity of rolling contact bearing used in a transmission systems based on applied load and expected life. Now generalized problem statement is design project is based on two-stage gearbox having different types of gear pair. Now this whole project is distributed showing the performance parameters. On these performance parameters, marks will be given according to your performance. So what are the performance parameters? And their statements are given over here. First, P1, that is a determination of a gear tooth load on a spur gears. P2, calculation of stresses induced and accordingly design the gear. Then in a third performance parameter, decision regarding gearbox enclosure and accessories and gear bank design will take place. After that, in a P4, determination of fits and tolerances for the mating parts. When all these things are over, you have to communicate the design through assembly and part drawings as well as design report. That means you have to draw the sheet of detailed parts and assembly on a CATIA or Creo using any software. And you have to write the design report showing all the procedures. So it is for performance 5. Then in a P6 performance parameter, determination of gear tooth load on helical gears. In a performance parameter P7, calculation of stresses induced and accordingly design the helical gear. P8, determination of a bearing reaction. And last performance parameter P9, it is selection of a suitable bearing from manufacturer's catalog. Then we will see introduction of a gearbox. In the introduction of a gearbox, gearbox is what? It is used to transmit the power, right, as well as motion. So gearbox often referred as a transmission unit that uses gears or gear trains to conversion from a rotating power source to another device with help of torque. Most of the times, gearbox are known as speed reducers because they convert input high speed power sources to low speed. So in simple word, gearboxes are employed to convert input from a high speed power sources to low speed. Examples are lift, cranes, crushing machine, then drilling machine, lathe machine, milling machine, or in case of automobiles also, we use these gearboxes. Now, how many stages we are using for speed reduction? According to that, these gears are classified. So, a gearbox that converts a high-speed input into a single output it is called as a single stage gearbox. It usually has two gears and shafts. Then, if a gearbox convert high speed into a number of different speed output, it is called multi-speed gearbox. Now, multi-speed gearbox should possess more than two gears and shaft. And multi-speed gearbox reduces the speed in different stages. Then, function of a gearbox. Main function of a gearbox is to provide the torque needed to move the vehicle under a different load conditions and in a different road conditions. And this can be this can happen by changing the gear ratio between engine crankshaft and vehicle drive wheels. Also, it can shift into reverse so that vehicle can move in a backward direction. And it can shift into neutral for starting the engine. Now we'll see main components of gearbox. Now, main components of gearbox. Here there is a clutch shaft. This is the main shaft. This is the counter shaft. Gears and bearings will be at the end of the shaft to support. So main four members will be there. That is, in this figure clutch shaft is also shown, but main members are main shaft. Then this is the counter shaft. These gears and bearings will be there. So one by one we'll see in detail these components. Counter shaft is a shaft which connects with the clutch shaft directly. Here also you can see it can connect with the, you can see counter shaft is connected with the clutch shaft. Here two gears are meshing with each other. So it is connected directly with the clutch shaft. Counter shaft is the shaft which connects with the clutch shaft directly. It consists of the gear which connect it to the clutch shaft as well as to the main shaft. It may be run at the engine speed or at lower than engine speed according to gear ratio. Now main shaft, it is the shaft which runs at the vehicle speed. It carries power from the counter shaft by use of gears, and according to the gear ratio, it runs at different speed and torque compared to the counter shaft. One end of this shaft It connects with the universal shaft. Next, gears. Gears are used to transmit the power from one shaft to another. They are most useful component of transmission gearbox. Now, how much speed reduction will take place? It mainly depends on the number of teeth on the gear, and that is nothing but what? Gear ratio. So these three components we have seen, that is a counter shaft, main shaft and gears. Then the gear ratio is the ratio. What is gear ratio? You have studied gear ratio in theory of machine 2 as well as in design of machine element 1. Gear ratio is the ratio of driven gear teeth to the driving gear teeth. Most of the time, pinion is the driving member and gear is the driven member. So pinion is having small diameter, the gear having smaller diameter is known as a pinion. So it is having number of teeth less as compared to gear. So most of the time gear ratio is always greater than 1. But if there is a opposite, it can be less than 1 according to definition. So if gear ratio is larger than 1, the main shaft revolves at a lower speed than the counter shaft, and the torque of the main shaft is higher than the counter shaft. On the other hand, if gear ratio is less than 1, then main shaft revolves at higher speed than counter shaft and the torque on the main shaft is lower than counter shaft. So now in a small car, gearbox contains 4 speed gear ratio and 1 reverse gear ratio. Next is the bearings. Bearings support rotating elements, correct? So that means here rotating element is what? Shaft. So to support the shaft, bearings are there. So whenever the rotary motion, bearings are required to support the revolving part and reduce the friction. In the gearbox, both counter and main shaft are supported by the bearings. Next, we'll see working principle of a gearbox. Now in a gearbox, counter shaft meshed with the clutch with the use of a couple of gear so that counter shaft is always in a running condition. When the counter shaft is bring in contact with the main shaft by use of meshing gears, the main shaft start to rotate according to the gear ratio. And when one want to change the gear ratio, what you do? Simply press the clutch pedal, which disconnect the counter shaft with the engine and connect the main shaft with counter shaft by another gear ratio by use of gear shift lever. Now, next is what? these parts should not touch each other as they are moving members, moving elements. In a gearbox, the gear teeth and other moving metal must not touch. They must be continuously separated by a thin film of a lubricant. And this also prevent excessive wear and early failure. And for that purpose, lubrication is required. So in detail, we'll see also lubrication part, that which type of lubrication oil should be selected. Therefore, a gearbox always runs in a partially filled lubrication system, or it is partially filled with lubricating oil.